No, I'm not here at a new home improvement hypermarket with my very good friend Gerry Hayes, browsing through some pieces for perhaps a new little pied-à-terre. Well, not together. Not together, that is. We just thought we would start off the show rather differently. This is where the audience normally sit. They're not here, and the reason they're not here will become evident in a few moments. So, would you like to roll my titles?
Yes, roll titles.
Thank you very much. It's fine. That's lovely. Now, why is the audience over here, you may well ask? Well, I thought we would start slightly differently this week, and it's nice to see you there at home. And I thought, with the world in the sort of malaise that it has been for some considerable time, what we all needed was something to lift us up, and I think I have found it tonight. And if you don't all come away from tonight's programme feeling lifted and feeling better than you did before, then something is wrong with your soul, believe you me. Tonight we're lucky to have the East London Choir here with a soloist who we've had terrible trouble finding somewhere to, but we've got her standing on a chair at the back, let me tell you this. That's Marcia Escoffery, who's up at the back here, and this is going to be a great, great opening to the show. Please, would you welcome them? And they're going to sing for us, Praise Him!
Listen, congregation, you want to praise him. Praise him in the morning. Praise him in the noonday. My Lord is worthy to be praised. Oh, yes, Lord. You want to praise him. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, yes, Lord.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, very much indeed. That was terrific. Thank you very much indeed. Anybody who wasn't, I hope that's made people feel better than they were. And it said in the papers, I think, I don't know, beginning of the week, that the Church of England or the churches generally were losing about 1,700 people a week. Perhaps more music like this, and they would be getting more people in. I think we should also give Mr. Mansfield, who shot this, a round of applause, really. When you consider the way we did it here, give him a nice round of applause. We see, you know, we had cameramen standing on chairs and people hanging around. Thank you so much for coming along. Thank you very much indeed. Now what we have to do is move you out whilst we're moving the audience in, which should be quite fun. So while you're doing that and going that way, we'll bring Kooki on here. Come on, Cook. And we'll do the competition. First of all, the winner from a couple of weeks ago. You nearly had a fanfare there. Liz Weller from Springfield in Milton Keynes. And the competition this week to win a holiday for two people somewhere sunny and warm.
And the question is, by what name are prison officers more commonly known? Is it A, nuts? Is it B, bolts? Or is it C, screws?
Very difficult one, that. Very, very difficult indeed. 0891 48 49 50 is the number to ring, and the lines are open till midnight on Sunday. Thank you very much indeed. And you will see that the divine Kooki is I think it's nicer like this, don't you? Write and let us know. I mean, I think it's nicer to be... Do a twirl. Do a twirl. Very sophisticated. Very sophisticated. And just to show how stylish it is, what's wrong with that? You don't mind, do you?
Well, she looks very nice, but,
yes.
you know.
Yeah.
No, she looks lovely.
OK, which king led Italy into the Triple Alliance in 1882, encouraged Italian colonialism in Africa, and was assassinated at Monza? Difficult one, but I know you can handle it.
No, I know that one, because, yes, it's Umberto I.
Yeah! Oh. Thank you very much indeed. You know, people just don't believe how... You are such... You're a mine of information, aren't you? And people say, you know, you're only on here because of the way you look. And it's absolute rubbish, isn't it?
It is.
It's absolute rubbish. She is my superior intellectually, yes.
It's very intellectually your superior.
That wasn't nice, actually, was it?
No,
because, you know, I mean, he
Get out.
you slap him later, won't you?
I will.
OK, right, now, please will you get ready to get my first guest over here.
I will.
My first guest has appeared as Joan the Freak Ferguson in over 500 episodes of the Aussie prison drama Cell Block H. Sorry, Baz, I'm doing... OK. Yeah, you say you saw her late... Oh, that... Yes, fine, OK, fine. She is now to star... How do I manage to do this? I have no idea. She is now to star at a West End musical based on Prisoner Cell Block H. Someone even more charismatically sadistic than myself. Please would you welcome the scourge of Wentworth Women's Prison, Maggie Kirkpatrick. How are you? Please have a chair here. Now, just run through me, Maggie, OK?
Now, last time it was the black ones, darling.
Yes.
Does this mean I have to do the washing up?
No, I just like the way you put them on and take them off.
Oh,
OK?
right.
Ooh.
Oh, he loves it.
Yes. Just for those of you who have not been initiated into Prisoner, I can't think there are many people who haven't. Here's a little clip of how Maggie looks normally as the freak.
Thanks for the escort, Miss Ferguson. Can manage on my own now.
You're pretty clever, don't you, Keen? I can imagine how Desmond will feel about sharing with the likes of you.
Ah, Mara and I are the best of pals, haven't you heard?
Who do you think you're fooling?
Everyone.
Not me, you're not.
Yeah, but you don't count anymore. You see, Mara and her cronies figure I'm one of the girls. And the governor, Thinks I'm shaping up to be a model prisoner. So do the screw. Sorry, officers.
Don't underestimate me, Keane. You might win a few rounds, but you'll never win the game.
Don't bet on it. Nobody believes anything the freak says anymore. You can't touch me.
Oh, yay!
Poor Joe.
How long ago was that done? That one, that clip? Oh, hang on. Do you want me to get those off you, darling?
Oh. Oh. Too long ago. Too long ago.
I can't get those off.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, God, what do they say about large hands? Oh, God.
Oh.
He knows how to undress him. Right, okay.
That was some time ago, sweetheart. I was a young girl then.
No, you look younger now than then.
Yes, thank God. It's amazing what the hormones can do, isn't it?
Now, you're going to do this on the stage with the lovely Lily Savage.
Yes, and Liz Smith oh God, great Liz Smith, and Penny Morell and Alison Jaya. It's the most fantastic cast.
When do you start?
We start on the 23rd at the Queen's.
Now, is it quite often people have tried to do this before, TV series, and it's never worked. I mean, has it been difficult? That sounded like one of those intelligent questions what Baz Bamigboye would do. Has the transition from television to theatre been difficult?
Well,
or
actually,
have you found it...
you see...
And intellectually stimulating.
But it will be. It will be, my dear, I promise you. Look, this is a romp, my love. This is a romp.
People getting beaten up in cages?
Oh, sort of, yeah. There's a bit of bashing goes on, and
Yeah.
of course I've got the black leather gloves. I've even got a song about the black leather gloves.
Really?
Yes. And I'm not going to do it for you now.
Oh, well, I was... yes,
But,
OK.
no, look, it will make the transition, you know, because it's a romp, you know, and really people must leave their brains at the box office and come in and have a good laugh. You know, truly.
It won't be difficult, won't be difficult.
You know, I mean, Strindberg at 8.
Oh, well, OK.
Baz knows who Strindberg
Okay.
is.
Indeed, I do.
Okay.
Any showers?
What?
Shower scenes?
There will
you
be a shower scene, Baz, yes.
Baz, come and sit up. Bring a chair. Here, Baz. Just get that chair and come and sit here, for goodness sake. It's bad
There
enough
will be a shower scene, darling, but not with me.
Oh,
no,
okay.
no,
Because
no.
when you
fascinated
came
by
in,
this
you
show.
see, Baz was saying, he's looking at you, and I introduced you, and he couldn't play. He really, because he was so used to seeing you in your uniform.
This is it. This is it.
Yeah.
Out of context, you see.
Here I am, just a nice little old granny doing a job.
You're a cultural icon. It's a big word, isn't it?
No, icon. We like icon on this show.
I like cultural, thank you very much. Forget the icon, I like cultural.
What do you think? I mean, Britain took over, didn't they, a cell block and made it huge, and then
Absolutely.
did it do as well in Australia after
Well,
that? or not?
it was a very high-rating series in Australia for all those years, but not to the extent that it is in Britain. I mean, it's just amazing.
Why? Why do you say? We used to have a series which was loosely
Maybe
like
it's because you've got you know, maybe you kind of like the odd bashing and gloves and things, you know? Do you think there's that
I
Is it a
don't-
sexual sort of gender thing, do you think?
I think it is.
That's where we actually cut up a shot of Gerry Hayes when we say that. I like that, you see. Can we get a good shot of there? You are. There's Gerry over
gloves
there.
on.
That's him. Yeah.
But what's he wearing underneath those jeans?
Exactly. It's probably a thong in rubber.
Oh.
I would have thought.
I think it's got all the ingredients of a potential hit, actually. I mean, I've been writing about this showing off in my column for a while.
Yeah.
No, I smell it. I smell success.
Oh, please,
because
please,
it's a
please.
popular TV show that's crossed over. Everyone likes it.
Yeah.
Don't you
yeah,
think?
I think so. I mean,
Whilst
look,
they
it
have
is
a little
based
chat
on
themselves,
the show.
and just, you know,
I'm the only
swap
original
kind of
member
theatrical
in it. Do you think Mr.
bits
Wells
and
getting
pieces.
offended?
I think I think possibly we should move on slightly, but no, please carry on. No, please carry on.
He's upset because he wasn't asked to be in it as well.
No.
I think he would have quite
He
liked
made
it.
a lovely governor.
I think
Absolutely, you know.
maybe we... Please carry on.
Yeah,
Let me just,
James in a
I've got to carry on with the
skirt
show.
would be interesting.
Please would you welcome Mr. Andrew Weston Webb, who is a poet, and he has a poem for us called The Rules of the Game.
The rules of the game. Lots of rules, lots of games. I went to school and played the games. I broke the rules. It wasn't liked. I was punished, often severely, for breaking all the rules. I left school and got a job. There were rules just as before. Only this time, if I broke the rules, I lost my job. Those were the rules. More jobs, more rules. I kept on breaking rules and losing jobs. I loved the jobs, I didn't like the rules. There are lots and lots of games to play at in our lives. The bigger the game, the stricter the rules. The higher we fly, the more we're paid, until we break the rules. I broke all the rules, I haven't got a job. Someone once said to me, the whole of life's a game, except that we don't know the rules. My friend, I'd say to him, the whole of life's a game to which there are no rules. There are no rules in life except the rule which says, be yourself, be free from rules.
Andrew, with a waistcoat that he picked up specially for the show tonight. Very nice it was. That was all about rules. OK, no, I had to go and do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Lots of rules in Wentworth.
And you keep them. You keep them. Wonderful.
I like the way you do it. It's the
I
strength.
know,
It's
you see, I know.
women in charge. That's kind of
You
sexy.
love it, don't you?
Women
Yes,
in control.
You blokes, you love it.
Women in control is
Yeah.
psychologically interesting, I think.
I'm very worried. I really am very worried about this man. I'm very worried about this.
I go
Listen.
sit down.
Do you,
No,
do you
stay
like dominatrixes or whatever? What are they
Yes.
called?
Dominatrix. What is that word?
Dominatrix.
Dominatrix. Yes. Jerry knew it.
Oh, did you, Jerry?
Simon told me.
Except on a good day.
I heard about you, British gentlemen.
We need to go to the break, Maggie. I'm sure it'll be successful. Thank you very much
It'll be
indeed.
a lot of fun, and thank you for having me here, darling.
I can't understand how he's been nice about you and it hasn't even gone on. I just hope a few other people will take him to task about this. Do you know?
Oh, please, God, he doesn't have to eat his words.
I
It'll be
sense it in my
wonderful.
Nigerian bones.
Oh,
you know.
that's
I
wonderful.
do.
That's wonderful.
OK, Maggie Kirkpatrick. I was going to call her the freak. Maggie Kirkpatrick,
Thank
ladies
you,
and
Jay.
gentlemen. Whoa! Now, before the break, by what name are prison officers more familiar known? And this is for a holiday for 1 week for two people over there in somewhere warm and sunny. All you have to do is answer the question, are they better known by nuts, by bolts or by screws? Call us on 0891 48 49 50, and these competitions are getting harder and harder, I notice. Lines are open until midnight on Sunday. Welcome back. Thank you very much indeed. By the way, we've, for the last couple of weeks, been getting loads of letters since we did our item on vivisection. Thank you for those, which we do try and reply to, and we do read. And just to prove it, you know, John Shaw from Burnley, just the first one I picked out, John, who said, seeing that our foxes pay for these our taxes pay for these experiments on innocent, helpless animals, whether we like it or not, then full publicity should be given to the vast amount of experiments carried out behind closed doors. And various other people, various other sort of ideas as well. Thank you for that. Now, it's not a bare wall over here. Joel is painting, and he will eventually cover it, won't you, Joel? Very nice.
Right.
Yeah, very nice. And that's a bit from the film that we're going to see called Species, which Baz is reviewing a little later on. He said it's the first film that ever frightened him. Now, on to the music. Rob Carroll, the Sue Hawker Trio, singing a beautiful song tonight, very sophisticated tonight as well, called Horizons.
Circumstances lead me to believe that this is where I need to be to breathe. A sky above for the day is heaven.
bad to my taste. I'm living out those blues behind me, the days of 9 to 5. Well, I'll wave goodbye. Horizons and rolling distances are tugging my sleep. Horizons are calling me. Distances falling the heart of me. Horizons and rolling distances are tugging my sleep. Horizons are calling me. Distances falling the heart of me.
Thank you. Rob Carroll and the Sue Hawker Trio singing Horizons. They'll be back a little later on. Thank you. That's very, as Baz Bamigboye said a few moments ago, what did he say? Smoking. That's a bit funky for you, isn't it, Baz?
Well, it's kind of
smoking.
sexy and
Good.
sultry, James.
And we're getting the red. We're getting the red behind us here. Now, please welcome my next guest, who spent the last 17 years working with London's homeless in a manner that has led him to be dubbed the no-nonsense vicar. Please, would you welcome Father Derek White, who. Thank you very much, Father, for joining us, who isn't a vicar at all, for those of you who know. What, aren't you?
Never have been.
You never have been?
No.
How can a father be a vicar? I said, why, how did you get called the no-nonsense vicar, then?
Well, I used to... I was working one night down at Waterloo, you know, what they call the Bull Ring. And I was looking for a guy down there, and he wasn't around. He'd gone somewhere else, and I asked after him, and they said, you know, he wasn't about. So I said, well, when he comes back, tell him I was looking for him, you see. And one of them said, who shall we say was looking for you? And the other guy said, oh, it's easy, just tell him the no-nonsense vicar was looking for him. And the name stuck.
Now, when I was talking to a researcher about this, and I said, well, you know, we can't talk just about the homeless in London. This is a programme that's seen all over the country.
Yes.
And he said, yeah, but the thing is that all the homeless in London come from all over the country.
That's right. They do.
Really?
Oh, yes. I mean, you very rarely meet anybody on the streets of London that actually comes from London. I mean, so many people come from Scotland and Ireland and the North East. Not many people come from Cornwall. But there aren't many people in Cornwall, I don't think. And not many people come from East Anglia either. But there are lots of people who come from the more sort of populated parts of the United Kingdom.
Of course, this now is not only a London problem, it's a problem of all the big cities.
Well, yes, but it always has been. But, I mean, London noticeably so, because I think, you know, if people want... they have problems, and let's face it, a lot of homeless people are not just homeless because they've got nowhere to live. They're homeless because they've got problems. And if you want a certain degree of anonymity, what better place to come than London, you know? And it's more exciting, too.
Now, I mean, that's the whole thing. I was thinking, going back to what Jack Straw said, members of the Tory party had said it for quite some time, but here somebody from the Labour Party saying, get us in, we're going to get back the streets, we're going to wipe off the...
That's right.
Well, how did you feel when that was first said?
Well, I mean, it's nothing new. I mean, people have been saying it for ages, and I don't suppose it matters very much whether it comes from a member of the Labour Party or the Conservative Party, because, by and large, I think the vast majority of people try and dismiss or attack things which they don't understand.
Some people on the streets, though, are quite aggressive, aren't they?
Yes, I mean, I've taken issue with people that that beg aggressively on the streets on occasions, but the vast majority aren't. And some of the sort of rather crazy reports that you get in the tabloid press about people on the streets who beg and pick up £200 a day is absolutely rubbish. I mean, I've stood on the streets and begged. I've spent from 8 o'clock in the morning till 8 o'clock at night on Charing Cross Station, decked out in a cassock and photographs and Christmas music, and then I only raised 700 quid, and I mean, I got everybody on my side. You can't... And yet, I mean, you have to carry 200 quid in small change away. Unless you've not got your truss on, you won't make it.
Do you agree? Sometimes people say that it's an easy option for a lot of people. They'd rather do that than anything else. And you mentioned excitement before.
Yes.
A lot of kids come down from wherever they are and they think it's exciting to do it.
Well, of course, it's exciting to come to London. I mean, if you're going to run away from home, you're not going to run away to Chipping Sodbury or Scunthorpe, are you? I mean, you're going to go somewhere it's interesting. And London is the most famous place in the country. And when people come in, they find it's interesting. And anything goes in London. And you can get away with anything. Almost, anyway.
Should we give, you know, if you walk down the Strand in London, or if you walk around Charing Cross, or as you say, the what's known as the Bull Ring near Waterloo, lots of people, and now, I mean, if you're walking outside Harrods, that seems to be a great place now that people go. Should you give money, or should you turn...
I usually do, yes.
You see, I do, and I was told off by one of my... He said, what do you... I said, well, I can't not, you know.
Yeah, I do.
And he said, well, that's just you feeling
guilty. I mean, what's
guilty.
a quid? What's a quid? I mean, it's nothing, is it? I mean, I used to go down to the South Bank most Monday evenings, and I'd go down there, and there are these people lying around and being around. Lots of them were sort of kale-eyed, you know, out their minds, but on what money they'd had, they spent on drink. But then I was looking at all these people in the restaurants at the National Theatre and the Festival Hall. They'd spent more in one night than people that I work with get in a month, some of them. You know, so what's a pound?
Is there an answer or not?
Well, I think we probably... Yes, there is an answer, I think, and I think if we had a more caring society, and I mean that fundamentally, nothing to do with government policy on caring the community.
All of us.
Yes, if everybody was a little more concerned about other people and less concerned about themselves, then we might. But because it's society that produces the problems, it's society that produces what we call homeless people. They don't, you know, they're not just born out of nothing.
Homelessness isn't the problem. The problem is not being able to sort of fit in or not being able to...
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that homeless people are called homeless people. Because once you give somebody a title like that, if you say somebody's homeless or he's a drug addict or he's an alcoholic, you then presuppose the solution to the problem. You stop him being homeless, you stop him drinking, and you stop him having drugs. Then he or she, you've solved the problem. But it's not as simple as that at all. You've got to get behind what, in fact, gives the manifestation in the first place. And most of the people that I know that are homeless are not homeless just because they haven't got somewhere to live. They're homeless because something has radically gone wrong in their lives.
Will you be carrying on getting out there in the street? Or
I plan to, yes. Yeah. Yes, I do.
Derek, thanks very much indeed. I might come with you one night. Why don't we do that one night?
You do that.
Yeah, we'll do that. Ladies and gentlemen, Father Derek White. Thank you. OK, let's go on, and Andrew Weston is back. He's got another poem. It's called Two Worlds. Rather good for you, actually, Derek. You'll enjoy this. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Andrew Weston.
Like everyone else I know, there's more to me than meets the eye. There's more in I than I can see. There's more in me than ever I'll reveal. There's a world inside I'm just discovering, a world of wondrous feelings and emotions that are reflections of the world I've loved and lived in, of the people and the places I have visited, the experiences, the events, the tragedies and excitements, when all that mattered was that moment when the majesty of life impressed itself upon me. Two worlds, two beautiful, inspiring worlds that I am blessed to colossally contain in this scarcely 6-foot frame, 90 pounds of everything conceived, a walking, talking, thinking, playing, not just saying but doing individual, that's done and said a lot, that's often not been so favourably received. But ho, that's life, I guess. You win some you lose. But like the Olympian ideal, play up and play the game. The game's the thing by which I will become the king.
Oh, that was That was so lucky, Derek, wasn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Andrew, Weston, Webb, and beautiful. That was called Two Worlds. Now, continuing with our classical sort of what's the word? Upmarket sort of cultural evening. Cultural evening. Is that feeling better? Kooki, look after him, please. For goodness' sake, right. Would you please welcome Patricia Spero, who Patricia's been here and played her harp for us before. She's back with Tim Wheater and Stuart Better. Yes, OK, good, fine. Stuart Gordon with an original composition. You're not going to cough through this, are you?
No,
please.
promise,
OK,
promise.
this is for harp, flute, violin and percussion, and it's called Mistral. Please, take it away. That was terrific. Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. That was lovely. I was trying to work out where the drummer was. I didn't know you were sort of doing two parts at once. That was marvellous. Thank you very much indeed. You didn't cough much.
I didn't.
You didn't cough much. Right, just before the guest, just before the break.
Contract.
No, I know. We're going to have to pay you more if you cough.
That's right.
Just before the break, what name of prison officer is more familiarly known? Familiarly known? Yeah, what? I don't know what you put on yours, but anyway, is it nuts, bolts or screws? Call us on 0891 48 49 50. The lines are open until midnight on Sunday. We'll be back for the final part after this. Ah, dear. Tiring, very, very tiring. So, 16 today, is that right?
No.
I thought somebody said they were 16 and worked for a bank here. Who were... What?
Sarah's 16.
Oh, Sarah's 16. Give her a nice round of applause. Whoa! Only just old enough to stay up and watch this. You know that, don't you, Sarah? Only just old enough. Luckily, it's been cultural tonight, hasn't it?
But those two were for the back.
Those two over there. These two over here.
These two. Lisa, I don't know what her name
Yeah,
is. They're
OK.
kind of interesting,
Are they? You've been... Yeah, I see.
Well, they all this whole raft
Is
of the
it
back
really?
here.
Yeah, OK.
It's this guy has come in with about 6 women. It's amazing.
Obviously, he's got something that's more available than you.
We
Right,
know not
okay,
what
fine.
it is, though.
Over here we go. What are we doing first? Competition, OK. Who? Here we go. By what name are prison officers more familiarly? What?
Familiarly.
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 OK, I'll do it. Hang on. I'll do it.
Do it with your tongue.
By what? By what name? Do you see that tongue?
I can never say that word.
By what name are prison officers better known? Is it nuts, bolts or screws? And you could win a holiday for 2 people in somewhere sunny. All you have to do is ring us on 0891 48 49 50 until midnight on Sunday.
That's a fantastic time.
It is, isn't it? It is. Cook, how you doing, babe?
Wonderful, thank
Wonderful.
you.
Let's get a long shot of this terrifically stylish cookie tonight.
Elegant.
What is the largest species of sea lion?
That's a Stella sea lion, and it grows over 3 metres. Well, it can grow over 3 metres.
Yeah. She's got brain on her, that woman.
I don't know how you do it. Do you know that?
Do I?
I don't know how you do it. Right, please welcome Mr. Gerry Hayes. That's enough. No, not too much applause for Gerry Hayes.
It wasn't any.
There wasn't any, no. Well, that's OK. You can, you know. Now, is this a letter to you? No, it's a letter to me. It's a letter to me. OK, fine.
Very nice.
Right.
Very nice.
Tonight, with Mr. Hayes, why is he wearing a pink pig on the T-shirt?
Why? You shouldn't be saying things like that.
Why are you wearing a pink pig on the T-shirt?
Because my wife over the years calls me Pig.
Yay!
And she... Oh, isn't it sweet? I think she had this
listen.
painted some time ago. Well, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Yeah.
Look at this.
Joe, we'll send
Look,
the boys round
have
to
you seen this man on a wanted poster anywhere? Have you? Look at that.
He's a troublemaker. that
anyway,
one.
right.
He's a troublemaker.
The Church of England, we've had quite a religious programme tonight.
We have.
OK, the Church... Discuss the impact of the Church of England on the British Parliament. There is quite an impact of the Church of England on the British Parliament because, in the House of Lords...
People don't realise that as the Queen being the head of the Church of England, the supreme governor of
I
the
think you
Church...
should try and
The
stop
supreme
doing
governor of the Church of England, that we actually do have a sort of very clerical bent in government terms. Now, James, this is a serious cultural programme. And you see what he's... Do you see what he's doing? He's bringing it to the lowest common
I'm just
denominator.
sitting here waiting for you to
Sex, smut, and here am I trying to... Thank you, Baz. And that's why we're trying to do something serious.
Yes, well, I was asking you, you know, you brought in the innuendo.
Did you know? Did you know that a Catholic wasn't allowed to be a Lord Chancellor until... Kooki might know the answer to this one.
No, never
or
mind.
Or maybe not.
Go on.
About 1972.
Really?
It's quite remarkable. And what has really messed up the sex lives of the royal family, because the Queen is not allowed to be a Catholic. It is ridiculous that we should have an established church. I know this is very left-wing, the sort of thing that Tony... But I mean, what is the point? I'm beginning to sound like you now. In 1995, having the Queen, who is the head of the Church of England.
None at all.
Why should we have 27 or 26 bishops?
When are you going to debate this in Parliament?
Well, I think we have debated it, but no one
When
takes
are you
an
going
awful
to
lot of it. Do you know who appoints the bishops in this country?
Don't keep touching
Sorry,
me,
it's such a lovely
okay,
gold bracelet.
Get on with it, please.
Did you? The Prime Minister appoints the bishops. That's absolutely ludicrous. 26 or 27 bishops of the Church of England sit and legislate in the House of Lords by virtue of being bishops.
Will you stop that?
Well, what we need is...
Never mind about coming here and moaning
Well,
about
no,
it.
no,
What
no.
are you
Well,
going to do
Why
about
shouldn't we
it?
have a moan? Why shouldn't we have a moan?
Do you feel better for that?
I feel better
Good.
for that.
Ladies
I've got it
and
off my
gen-
chest.
yeah. And
But
what
why not have a Catholic, a Methodist, a Jew, a head of all the churches, a Muslim, a
Damn
Hindu?
good idea.
Makes a lot of sense. don't
Why
you
not
think?
just have people who believe in God?
In
And,
God.
Fine, OK.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, a little sense somewhere in there from Mr. Gerry Hayes.
It's that's Simon again. We'll stop his passport.
OK, please welcome back Rob... Is it Carol or Koral? Rob... Koral, isn't it? Rob Koral and the Sue Hawker trio with a beautiful number called Crazy Sunday. Yeah!
Crazy, crazy Sunday. Looking round at the sights and the sounds. Crazy behavior. I'm giving in to your whimsical ways. You're lying with me, and I sigh on your arms. Lazy, 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 oh Sunday, I'm feeling new, got nothing to do. Lazy and loving, 'cause I'm feeling free on a dream of a day. Now we're together and sharing our lives. Lazy, lazy, oh Sunday, looking round at the sights and the sounds. Lazy and loving, 'cause I'm feeling free on a dream of a day. Now we're together and sharing our lives.
You! OK, welcome back. Thank you very much indeed. That was wonderful. Wasn't that wonderful?
That was nice and mellow, wasn't
Rob
it?
Coral and Sue Hawker, the Sue Hawker trio. And
I like that.
Crazy
That got you
Sunday.
into a good mood, which is unlike the film I'm going to review this week.
What are you doing here?
I'm hovering.
You know,
This is a dangerous woman.
I know, but
This
you
is a dangerous woman.
encourage
There is
her.
one in this movie, Speeches.
You encourage
Are we
her.
going to see a tape of this?
Shall we, Baz? Shall we do
Let's
this?
let's
Hang
look
on,
at
hang
a
on.
thing.
Before we go and see the
Yes.
clip, this is a movie that you said last week that actually frightened you.
Well, look, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'2" on a good day, but I actually don't like.
foot broad,
I've never
6
been
foot.
one for kind of horror movies,
No.
scary movies. This has a double whammy horror because this is about a seemingly beautiful blonde woman
Who's not?
who is beautiful and blonde, but she has a secret.
Hang on. Let's see it.
Please, I want a baby. What? Excuse me? Let's go around the side.
That's what you know. Usually on clips you say, "Oh yeah," but I want to see more.
Well, you go and pay and see the film, baby. But listen, do you remember the first? Oh, you pay your money, you go see that movie, but you don't get nothing for free.
Isn't that racist? Oh no, probably not. Right. Okay.
If I'm doing it, no. But if you do it, I'll get you. No, seriously. Do you remember the Alien, the original Alien?
Yeah,
There were these aliens that, I mean, that's another
Guns
thing. Yeah,
ripping.
designed by, I'm told by artist over there, H.R. Geiger. He's designed, she turns into this amazing sort of, you know, Sphinx-like creature, octopus. This is a horror film. It's very well made. There's some good actors in it. Gandhi, who played Gandhi? Ben Kingsley, and a few other American stars. Shut up. Some good actors. And it's a middle-range horror film. But it does something else because, you know, there's this unwritten thing that, you know, women are out for revenge. I tell you, men, no, seriously, aren't you? They're getting ready for revenge. This is the beginning of the cycle of revenge movies.
This is it.
This is what frightens me so much.
Now, yeah, right. Well, I'm going to see that.
Because it's going to cross over into real life soon.
You're going to be the one who they'll their revenge out on first.
They're going to be people going around with, you know, what's-its, because they're going to be chopped off by women out for revenge. That's what it's about. I believe fervently.
Now, we were going to show a clip. There's a young lady over there. Look at that, just smiling,
Lisa.
smirking.
See, I
Is
like
that Lisa?
Lisa.
On there? Get a shot of her on the end.
I like Lisa.
Look
She's
at
good
that.
news.
Just,
Yeah,
you know,
she's all right.
You can tell, you know.
Well, there you go. I tell you, this film scared half the men in America.
It scared me just watching that clip. We were going to show the director's cut of
Sam Peckinpah's masterpiece, The Wild Bunch. But should we do it next week?
We could do it next week because we've probably run out of time. But tell me a bit about it.
Well, you know, The Wild Bunch came out in '69, and it was a Western with Ernest Borgnine. Oh, God, who else was in it? Robert Ryan.
Does it travel
William
well
Holden.
in time?
Oh, yeah, very much so. It's now very pertinent. It's of its time.
Now,
you know,
as I remember, it was very violent. It was slow-motion violence, bits being blown out of people. Horrible.
Well, it wasn't horrible, James.
I don't
it
like
wasn't
all that
horrible.
violence.
It wasn't horrible. It wasn't sadistic. The violence was necessary. You know, the Wild West of America, it was a time where violence happened. People shot each other. They didn't say, "Excuse me, can I take you out the back so no one can see me blow your head off?" They did it in front of people. That's what Peckinpah showed. And the film is pertinent now because we live in a violent age. We are attuned to that violence.
You don't think that, serious point, you don't think that a lot of people will say bringing this back and showing a violent movie again like this is actually just encouraging more violence?
No, I don't think so, because I think it may also help encourage filmmakers and show them that you can make brilliant, operatic, beautiful, poetic movies that deal with the nature of violence.
We're out of time. Do you want to...
And it's good. It's not going to go away.
Do you want to get the girls and go? Yeah, come on.
Okay. He's watching this. Darling, it's only TV. Honey, if you're watching, it's only TV.
Okay, look. Have a lovely weekend. We're back with Lord Archer
My wife's
on the show.
Australian, you know, just tell me.
Do come with that. You,
Lisa.
okay, please. Do have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you next week.
We're doing it together.
Okay. Oh, I'm not sharing with you. I've got to get my own. Excuse me. Come this way. Come here quickly. That's it. Fine. Okay.
Don't worry.
Okay.
We'll
Bye.
put you down.
Thank you very much indeed. Okay.